Metal Arm Man goes after Cap while Hydra rises again. Welcome to my review of Captain America the Winter Soldier, by many touted as the best that the MCU has to offer. Not by everyone, I'm one of them who does not agree. But does this movie hold up about 11 years later? Well, I'm gonna say yes, most certainly. So, let's get started with the cast, shall we? So we have Chris Evans back as Captain America, who is now living life in the modern day world. He has been here for about 3 years, I guess. I mean, he got unfrozen in 2011, and then so he has had some experience with the modern day world. And I love how at the beginning of this movie he just has like this book with things he needs to catch up on. I love that stuff so much. But Captain America has a big challenge ahead of him, because when he was unfrozen, he thought that he was done with Hydra. But Hydra will rise again, as they always do. Cut off one head, 2 more will take its place, so let's find 2 more, boys. But I love Chris Evans in the role of Captain America. No matter what happens, he is always still Cap. And that's what I love about him. It's like, no, this is bad, no matter how you look at it. You may have good intentions with this, but the end result is still, this is bad. I love that about Captain America. Then we have Scarlett Johansson back as Black Widow, and I'm happy that she's in this movie. To be honest, we didn't really get to see much. She was very attractive in Iron Man 2, and she was a badass in The Avengers. But I feel like this movie gives us the most personal moments with Black Widow that we've gotten with her so far. I know the whole like Hawkeye and Black Widow stuff in The Avengers was very personal, but I feel like we get down to like the nitty-gritty of her personal life. We still don't get there fully, but we get more of the nitty-gritty in that sense, especially when she talks about her having facades all the time. You know, she can't be herself. She needs to keep up the whole spy motif and stuff like that. I love that. And ScarJo is fantastic as Black Widow. So next up we have Samuel Jackson as director Nick Fury, and once again he puts in a fantastic performance, but that cat still scratched out your eye. I don't care, man. That still pisses me off, because this is the movie in which Nick Fury is the most badass, not with the stuff that he does, but more with that one conversation that he has with Captain America. It's like, those are like, I love the conversation between the two. But a cat did that, and that has forever ruined that conversation for me. This movie is tainted by that, but I don't care. The rest of the movie, perfection. It's just that one moment I don't like. Next up, we have Anthony Mackie. Let's talk about new characters as Falcon, and also Sam Wilson, but Falcon. And my goodness, what a good addition. I love him in this movie entirely. Like throughout the whole movie, I love him being in there, with the fact that with the work that he does, the friendship that he forms with Captain America. It's all great, and he fits right in. He even has comedic moments throughout the movie, and they all work. I love Anthony Mackie as Falcon, and I will continue to sing his praises as we continue throughout this review saga. Next up, we're gonna move away from actors for a little bit, because this movie is directed by Joe and Anthony Russo, the people who will be responsible for probably the best stuff the MCU has in its repertoire. I mean, they did this movie, the 2 Avengers movies with the Infinity War and Endgame, but also they did Civil War, and I'm beyond excited for them to do Doomsday and Secret Wars. I know that they're a safe pick, but I don't care. I'm very excited for them to do that. But they did a fantastic job here. Like, they make this movie kind of be like a spy thriller. And I love that. Like this, I can see why people say that this is the best MCU movie. I don't agree, but I can see it. And the direction had a lot to do with that, I feel like. So let's go back to the characters, because next up we have Robert Redford as the Undersecretary Alexander Pierce. He is basically the one who talks to the people, the important people. Like, you got like this World Council, and Pierce is the one that talks to them, while Fury is more in the shadows. It's, in a sense, it's kind of like they're both the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., but Pierce handles the affairs with other people. Basically, you know, talks to the businesses and stuff like that, while Nick Fury kind of stays in the shadows and does his thing. And I liked him as Pierce. Now, he's not perfect, but I liked him overall. Then obviously we have Cobie Smulders back as Maria Hill, once again putting in a great performance. Maria Hill is such a weird character because she has been in so much, yet she isn't that big of a character at all, and then she gets completely disrespected, so that was fun. But in this movie, she's great. I love the action sequences that she has in this movie, more towards the end of the movie. So, overall, I think that Captain America the Winter Soldier is a fantastic movie. I love the return of Hydra and what Hydra does in this movie. I really like it because it was really well thought out too. The way that they had Hydra come back. Because they could have just been like, aha! But no, they went a smart route with Hydra's return. And we have to stop Hydra and, you know, S.H.I.E.L.D. versus Hydra. I love that dynamic. Also, from this point onwards, I'm also gonna stop saying what I will review next. Because I don't know. Let me just talk about this for a little bit because at the moment of recording this specific review, and probably the rest of this MCU retrospective anyway, it is unknown if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is 100% canon to the MCU. Because if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes canon, that would technically be the next thing that would be uploaded. However, I don't know if it's going to be canon, so I can't upload that next. Like, what I'm going to be working on next is Guardians of the Galaxy, but if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. becomes canon in the viewing order, you'll get that first. And this movie has massive implications for that show. But if that show is not canon, then, well, I don't really have to do anything about that. I just wanted to mention that just to kind of get it out of the way. And let's just move straight into the final verdict because I have nothing else to say. I mean, the action is great. The CGI looks fantastic. I love the way that, you know, the characters interact with each other. There's more humor here because obviously we're post-Avengers. But it's still not on that level of like Phase 3 and 4 humor. Which in some movies I don't necessarily have an issue with, but in other movies I do have an issue with. Like, for example, Civil War, I don't necessarily care about the humor in there. But then you get like Ragnarok and it goes a bit too far. And then you get Love and Thunder and it's entirely ruined by the humor. But this is also the phase where we're starting to see characters be a bit more Spider-Man-y, I guess. I mean, not towards the bad guys, but mainly towards the other characters, because it's like, you know, how can we tell the good guys from the bad guys? Well, the bad guys will be shooting at us, and then he's flying. He's like, I found these bad guys you were talking about. So let's just move straight into the final verdict for Captain America the Winter Soldier. So my final verdict for Captain America the Winter Soldier is gonna be a wonderful, perfect 10 out of 10. Look, I will say this. I think that this movie is better than the Avengers. Easily. I like this movie more than the Avengers. However, if I have one gripe, which is not necessarily a gripe, but I feel like it's just a missed opportunity. Initially, Hawkeye was supposed to be in this movie. But he was cut from the movie. Like, the Josh Whedon was like, look, I'll use him in Avengers Age of Ultron. Alright, so don't put him in Cap 2. I would have loved to see how Hawkeye could have fit into this. Because, yeah, I don't know. It feels like a missed opportunity. Were that kind of stuff. I wish Hawkeye was in this movie. Just thought I mentioned that one. But I will say that this movie, I like it more than the Avengers. Because the Avengers still has the whole, like, oh, Hawkeye is being mind controlled. Which kind of takes away from his character. Who technically in the Avengers movies is the main one who needs character. Because Black Widow had a lot of scenes in Iron Man 2. Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, Cap, they all had movies. And Hawkeye had a small cameo appearance in the Thor movie. But Hawkeye needed it, so I would have liked to see Hawkeye in this movie. But it's just a little thing, doesn't take away from the movie. Maybe it would have just enhanced the movie, or maybe it would have made the movie feel crowded. But that has been my review of Captain America the Winter Soldier. So comment down below your thoughts on this movie. So was it a fine wine? Or was it milk? Comment down below and let me know. And thank you all so very much for watching. And I do hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're not done so already. Turn on notifications. Don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel. And I'll see you guys next time for whatever comes next in the MCU. Bye!